Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Tuition. In this tutorial, we will understand how to create this beautiful landing page with moving car animation. I just got a comment from my subscriber to use this animation in the website, so I decided to use this in this tutorial. We will not just create this landing page, but also we're going to understand how to make this responsive and change the view depending on the viewport. We're going to change 3 different views, so we're going to understand how to create these views with 3 devices for desktop, mobile and tablet. You will also understand how to use the clip path property of CSS to make this beautiful curve using SVG. So before taking your too much time, let's get started. So let's get started and see how to create this beautiful landing page using HTML and CSS. I have this Visual Studio Code editor. So as you can see here, I have this asset folder, and in this folder I'm going to have few images which you can download from the description. Then here the index.html file and the style.css file. In the index.html file, I have this simple HTML5 snippet, and in this snippet we're gonna have a simple title, and we just imported 2 fonts from the Google font and just link style.css to this index file. Now just after that, let's get started and first create a wrapper in the body section. So I'm gonna first create here a wrapper class. So I'm gonna just put dot wrapper, and in this wrapper I'm gonna just create 2 grid columns. So I'm going to first create here a container. So I'm going to just say here container, and in this container I'm going to have 2 columns. So I'm going to just create 2 division tag here. So this is my first column and this is my second column, and I'm going to just add a few data here. So I'm going to just say here column 1, specify here column 2. Now just after that, when I have these 2 columns, in the first column I'm going to just create this Switzerland text as well as the paragraph and this explore button. So I'm going to just create here h1 tag, and to this h1 tag I'm going to specify text Switzerland. So I'm going to just say here Switzerland. Just after that, I'm going to create a paragraph and specify some demo text. So I'm going to just call here lorem and specify 20 and press tab. So this is going to insert 20 dummy text here, and just after this paragraph I'm going to create here a division tag and specify a class buttons. And in this button I'm going to have a single button, so I'm going to just here button and name it explore. Save the changes, and I just want to specify a class to this first column, so I'm going to just say here title and save it. And just after that I'm going to open this index.html in the browser. So I'm going to right click here and say open with live server. So I'm going to use the live server extension to open this index file in the live server. Now as you can see, I have my index file open in this browser. So I just wanted to style this section, so I'm going to just open style.css file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first create here a body tag, and to this body I'm going to first remove margin. So I'm going to just here margin 0. Just after that, I want to specify some gradient color, so I'm going to open the new tab here in the browser and say web gradients. I'm going to copy my favorite gradient and specify to this body section. So I'm going to just copy this gradient. So I'm going to just click on this copy CSS and just specify that in this body section, right? So I'm going to just paste it in this body section. When I save it, you can see I have this gradient to my body section. Now just after that, I'm going to select my wrapper class. So I'm going to say here wrapper. So I'm going to specify here height 90 viewport height. When I save it, you can see we have this result. Then I'm going to specify width 80 viewport width and max width 1100. Just after that, I want to specify some margin, so I'm going to just say here margin 2 rem auto. So this will center this wrapper class. Now if I specify here background color, you can see this wrapper here at the center of this document. Now just after that, instead specifying this background color, I'm going to specify gradient here. So I'm going to just copy gradient from this website. So I'm going to just click on this copy CSS and just specify right here. So when I save it, you can see I have this gradient to this wrapper class. Now just after that, to this wrapper I'm going to specify box shadow. So I'm going to say box shadow property 1 pixel, 3 pixel, 20 pixel, and just specify a color. So I'm going to specify the RGBA color 0, 0, 0 and 0.4. Save the changes, and you can see we have this shadow here to this wrapper class. Then just after that, I'm going to specify border radius. So I'm going to say border radius 0.2 rem And the last property, which is position relative. Save the changes. We have this wrapper class here. Just after that, let's move on to the container. And to this container, I'm going to specify display property, grid. And just after that, I'm going to say grid template columns. I want to create 2 columns of equal width. So I'm going to just say here repeat 2 because I want 2 columns, and I'm going to specify 1 fr, which is refers to 1 fraction. So it means I want to specify equal width to these columns. Just after that, when I save it, you can see I have 2 columns here. This is my first column and this is my second. Just after that, to this container, I'm going to say overflow hidden, and height is going to be 100%. Save the changes, and now just after that, let's style this title section. So I'm going to just select my container first, select the title, and specify some style to it. So I'm going to specify style to this division tag. So I'm going to just say here width. I want to specify 90% width to this division tag, and height is going to be 20%. Just after that, I want to specify text align, center, and padding is going to be 2 rem. Just after that, I want to specify some margin, some top and bottom margin. So I'm going to say here 9 rem and 0. So this will add top and bottom margin to this title. And just after that, I'm going to just select this h1 heading tag. So I'm going to first select the container, and now I want to specify font family. So I'm going to say font family, and I want to specify the imported font to this h1 heading tag, and I'm going to specify the fallback font family here like this. Then specify font size is going to be 3 rem. I want to specify some color, and I'm going to specify Alice blue. Save the changes. You can see I have this color here. Now just after that, I want to style this paragraph and this button. So I'm going to just select this paragraph. So I'm going to select the container, select the paragraph, and specify the font family. And I want to specify font Muli, which is imported from the Google font, and specify the fallback value, which is sans serif. Just after that, I'm going to specify color to it. So I'm going to say the color, and I'm going to specify hex value here, which is this one, and I have this color to this paragraph. And just after that, I just want to specify style to this button. So I'm going to just say here button, specify the font family Muli, and just specify the fallback font family. Just after that, I'm going to specify font size to this button, which is 1 rem, and padding is going to be 0.8 rem and 2.3 rem. When I save it, you can see I have this button here. Just after that, I want to specify some margin to it. So I'm going to say here margin 0 and 0.1 rem. Along with that, I just want to specify border 0 and border radius 3 rem. Right? And just after that, I want to change this cursor when I hover on this button. So I'm going to just say here cursor pointer. When I save the changes, you can see the cursor is changed with the hand. Now the style of the first column is ready. So now you can see we have this style to my first column. Now in the second column right here, I'm going to just create this moving car animation, as well as we're going to add this beautiful curve SVG. So I'm going to just open my index.html file, and in this file, in the second column right here, I'm going to just add a simple moving car animation. Now to the second column right here, I'm going to specify a class to the second column and name it view, because this div is a desktop view. So I'm going to just specify here a view class, and we're going to create separate view for the mobile and tablet as well. So stay tuned. Now in this division tag, I'm going to create here a division tag with the class clip SVG. You can name this class anything, but I'm going to name it clip SVG. And in this div, I'm going to create my moving car animation. This one. I already have this code, so I'm going to just copy the HTML code and put this inside this division tag like this. If you don't know how to create this moving car animation, you can check out my last video, or you can click on the top right corner of the screen right here. Just after that, I'm going to copy style for this animation and paste it inside this style.css file. So I'm going to just copy and paste that styling right here. Now just save the style.css file and index.html file. When you open your application, you can see this type of result. Now what I want to just change this background image, as well as I want to move this car forward. So I'm going to just open this style.css file, and right here I'm going to just change this image to background. So I'm going to change it to background PNG. Save the changes, and you can see I have this background. I just wanted to remove this margin, so I'm going to remove this margin property and save it. Now just after that, I'm going to specify this move right class and this suspension class to the HTML. So I'm going to just specify here to the surface move right, to the car I'm going to specify suspension class. Save the changes. You can see we have this moving car animation here. Now how to specify this beautiful curve to this animation? Now in HTML you have a clip path property to create this beautiful curve. The clip path CSS property create a clipping region that sets what part of element should be shown. The parts that are inside this region are shown, and those are outside are hidden. So if you just open the asset folder, you have this SVG image right here. We're going to use this SVG to create this beautiful curve. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this SVG and just specify that just after this clipping div right here. Save the changes, and just after that, when I have this SVG, so I'm going to just create here a simple element called clip path. So I'm going to just say here clip path, and you just need to wrap this path inside this clip element. So I'm going to just cut closing clip path and paste it down here. Just after that, I'm going to just specify here ID my clip. Save the changes, and just after that you just need to inform the HTML which part of your region you want to show, which part to be hidden. So I'm going to just open the style.css file, and in the style.css file I'm going to just call this clip SVG class. So I'm going to just say here dot clip SVG. Now in this class you need to specify the region you want to show. So I'm going to just say here clip path. So I'm going to call the clip path property, and in the URL of this clip path I'm going to just call this ID, this one, which we specify to this clip path element. So I'm going to copy it and paste it inside this URL like this. Right? Save the changes. When I save it, you can see I have this result. Now let me explain what we had done here. We just copy this SVG and paste it inside this HTML file. Now in this SVG, we're going to just add this clip path element. This element will specify which part we want to show. I just want to display the SVG path, so I'm going to just put this path inside this clip path element and just specify ID my clip to this clip path element. Now just after that, I'm going to just use this clip SVG class in my style.css file and specify what part to be shown and what part to be hidden. So as you can see, we specify this SVG path to this moving car animation. Now just after that, now I just want to specify some height and width to this background, and I just want to change this height and width and make them static. So I'm going to just say here 560 pixel, and I'm going to just say here 700 pixel, and you can see this type of result here. After a few minutes we're going to make it responsive. Now as you can see, this car is floating. I just want to specify some bottom property to it. So I'm going to just say here bottom 2.7 RAM. Save the changes. You can see now that's perfect. Now let me check this website is responsive or not. So as you can see, if I open the desktop view, let me just open the laptop view right here. Now if you change the viewport, this website is not responsive. You can see here, right? We need to make this website responsive. Now the time is to learn how to make this website responsive. Now let's see how to create this website responsive using just a CSS. Now just open the style.css file, and right here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add here a media query to make this website responsive and change the view to different devices. Now let me show you how you can do that. So I'm going to just minimize this asset, close this SVG, and create here a media query, and just say here media only screen, and want to specify here max width, and when the viewport, this one, the width of the device is equal to is equal to 190, I want to change this view. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just say here media only screen and max width is equal to 190 pixel. I want to change this view. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just call a class view, which is specified right here. You can see, and just specify display property none. Save the changes, and you can see we don't have this moving car animation here. When I increase the viewport, we have this moving car animation, and when the viewport is less than 990, you can see we just hide the moving car animation from this window. And I want to specify a different view to this window. So what we'll do is, I'm going to just open the index.html file, and right here, just before the closing last div, I'm going to just create here two different views. So I'm going to just first create here a class called mobile view, and create another div with the class tablet view. In the first div right here, I'm going to just call the image tag and specify image inside the asset folder. So I'm going to choose here this image, and just after that, to this tablet view, I'm going to create image tag and just change this image to this one. Specify a different image here. Save the changes. You can see I have this image at the bottom right here. Right now, what I want, I'm going to specify some style to it. So I'm going to open the style.css file, and right here I'm going to first select the mobile view. So I'm going to just here mobile view, and just after that I'm going to select tablet view, and I'm going to specify position absolute top 0. And just after that, I want to make these images responsive. So I'm going to just see here mobile view, select the image tag. Along with that, select the tablet view, select the image tag, and just specify with 100%. And as you can see, we have these both images right here. Now, just after that, I'm going to just specify here display property none, because I don't want to display these images right now. So I'm going to just hide these images using this display none property. Now just after that, what I'm going to do is, when the viewport is less than 990 pixel, I want to display tablet view image. Right here inside this media query, I'm going to just call this tablet view class. So I'm going to just say here tablet view and specify display block. Save the changes, and as you can see, we have this image here. Now when I change the view, when I change the viewport, you can see I have my animation again, and when the viewport is less than 990 pixel, I have this background image. Now I just want to specify z-index property to this Switzerland title class. So I'm going to just specify here z-index to this title class 9999. Save the changes. You can see I have this Switzerland text here. Now just after that, I have here two columns, so I just need to make them one. So in the media query, I'm going to select my container and just specify grid template property. So I'm going to just say here grid template columns 100%. So this will center this Switzerland text. Now if you change the viewport, you can see this type of result. Now I just want to remove this margin. So I'm going to just say here container and select the title class and specify margin 3 rem and 1 rem, and I want to add some padding to it. So I'm going to just say here padding 0 and 0.9 rem. You can see we have this text at the center of this document. Now just after that, when you decrease the viewport, I want to change this view. So when the viewport is equal to 678 pixel, I want to change this view. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just copy this media query, paste it down here, change this pixel to 678 pixel, and when the viewport is equal to 678 pixel, I want to hide this image. So I'm going to just here tablet view, display none, and I want to display my second mobile view. So I'm going to just say here mobile view, display block. Save the changes. So as you can see, I have this different view here. Now just after that, when I decrease the viewport, if the viewport is equal to 417, I want to change this view again. So if I just create here a media query, so I'm going to just copy it, paste it down here and just change here 417. I want to hide the mobile view. So I'm going to just copy it, paste it down here and just change his display property to none. Save the changes. So as you can see, we have this simple view here. Now if you expand the viewport width like this, you can see we have this mobile view. If you expand this view, you can see we have the different view to the tablet. And if you expand this to the desktop view, you can see we have different view to the desktop. Now we know that how to use media query to make website responsive and how to use it. I hope you understand how to make your website responsive. If you have any question, you can ask me anytime in the video comment section. Like this video if you find anything useful, subscribe for more latest videos. That is all for now. I will see you in the next one.